Bonsoir à tous, welcome for this fourth part of La Belle au Bois dormant, the read-along party that we're going to have while we're confined at home. I think it's really fun to have something that we can actually look forward every day, even though the days can be difficult. I'm thinking about the medical staff especially, and people who have to work, who have no choice. They don't have the choice to work at home. So thank you very much to them. And as I said before, this is going to continue daily. So you have something to look forward to, which is positive, and where you learn something that is very nice. So as I mentioned that yesterday, but I forgot to zoom on that. If you want to make sure you receive the lessons and a notification every day, you can either click here on video, but you can also click on subscribe and then activate the notifications. And this way you're sure you're going to receive a notification from YouTube saying, hey, this is the upcoming video from Comme in Français, so you're sure you don't miss it. But just in case you miss it, you just click on video and you will have all the videos that we recently made, and you have all of them, and also made a playlist with the videos so you don't miss any of them if you want to catch up on them. They're all here. Bonjour. Good. So let's start with the next part of le conte, the fairy tale. So we know that the couple, the queen and the king, had a baby, and they wanted all the fairies to the christening, but they forgot to invite one. She was very upset, and she wanted to do something bad, but another fairy figured out that this old fairy was going to do something bad, so she said she's going to be careful. So what's going to happen next? As usual, feel free to read along. Let's aim for this amount of learning for today. And we'll see, maybe we'll do more. Let's see. Do you want to read it once? Okay, let's read it once together. 1, 2, 3. Cependant, les fées commencèrent à faire leur don à la princesse. La plus jeune lui donna pour don qu'elle serait la plus belle personne du monde. Celle d'après, qu'elle aurait de l'esprit comme un ange. La troisième, qu'elle aurait une grâce admirable à tout ce qu'elle ferait. La quatrième, qu'elle danserait parfaitement bien. La cinquième, qu'elle chanterait comme un rossignol. La sixième, qu'elle jouerait de toutes sortes d'instruments dans la dernière perfection. Le rang de la vieille fée étant venu, elle dit, en branlant la tête encore plus de dépit que de vieillesse, que la princesse se percerait la main d'un fuseau et qu'elle en mourrait. Oh, wow, that's a big thing. So, let's start with the beginning of the paragraph, which is a short sentence, because afterwards it's longer. Do you want to read it again? 1, 2, 3. Cependant, les fées commencèrent à faire leur don à la princesse. Cependant is however for people who are beginners or a little bit intermediates. However, okay, that's however. Cependant, les fées, so that's the fairies. Commencèrent is the verb commencer that you can almost see here. Commencer, it's to begin, started, okay? This, however, the fairy started, or started. À faire, that's to make, to do their wishes to the princess, okay? Commencèrent à faire, started to do or to make their wishes to the princess. This is pretty okay, pretty easy to understand. Let's do the fairies three by the first three, and then we'll move on to the next ones. I'm going to read these 3 lines again. La plus jeune lui donna pour don qu'elle serait la plus belle personne du monde. Celle d'après, qu'elle aurait de l'esprit comme un ange. La troisième, qu'elle aurait une grâce admirable à tout ce qu'elle ferait. So can you guess? So the first one is la plus jeune. So she is the youngest, okay? La plus jeune, oh, that is something that is secret, that is coming soon for my my students of my paying class. I'm going to learn something so good. I'm really looking forward to it. La plus jeune is the youngest, okay? La plus jeune. Here, what can you see? You can see here that this is probably a woman. Well, this is a woman. If you want to say the youngest and you want to talk about a man, you say le plus jeune. That's the youngest as well. And if you want to say the youngest and this is a group of people, you would say les plus jeunes. Okay, so this is just a short point of grammar I wanted to show you. If you're a beginner, you can adapt this, the youngest, to whom maybe you're talking about. La plus jeune, le plus jeune, or les plus jeunes. Here you can also see that if it's a woman or a man, it's exactly the same. We don't have a plural for women here. La plus jeune lui donna pour don. So the youngest, obviously, is the youngest of the fairy. La plus jeune lui donna, gave her. Lui donna, gave her. Pour don, as a gift, that she would be the most beautiful person in the world. So the most beautiful person in the world. La plus jeune lui donna. Here, donna is le passé simple of the verb donner. I'm sure you already know that it's le passé simple because almost everything is le passé simple. In the main tense, I mean, obviously there are other tenses, but the main tense of this story is le passé simple. La plus jeune lui donna pour don qu'elle serait la plus belle personne du monde, that she would be the most beautiful person in the world. Celle d'après, the next one. Celle d'après, the next one. Here, let's do a little bit more grammar. So that is a féminin singulier. So you have only one woman here because you have celle. If you had a man, it would be celui d'après. So that's masculin singulier. Here, obviously, you can see that after, après, you do not have to make it agree with celui, obviously, because it's after. It doesn't agree with anything. It is invariable. Après égale un mot invariable. You do not ever change it. Un mot invariable. And if you had several women, it would be celle d'après. And this would be féminin pluriel. And if you had several men, it would go there. And it would be ce d'après masculin pluriel. So this is, at the intermediate level, something that I think you should know, okay? Because it will help you make your sentence proper and without mistakes. Celle, celui, celle et ce. I'm not saying this is easy, but if you are advanced intermediate, it's time for you to know that, or at least to understand that when you read French. Well, we're here for fun, so let's look at an anecdote. I don't know if you heard of inclusive writing. It's a form of writing that tries to include both genders in I'm not saying it's not just writing, it's also saying, but here you can notice that we have feminine pluriel and masculin pluriel. If you're an advanced and you're reading modern French, especially not necessarily in politics, but in modern writing on blogs, for example, people who are actually thinking about the language and want to write in an inclusive way, the mix of those, which is for women and men, is going to be celle. I'm 99% sure of that. Okay, I cheated and I checked, and it's actually that, so I'm right. I saw it with the point, but it seems to be okay to put it without it. And that's celle plus. Again, because I want to show you modern French, this is useful to know if you're interested in a modern French on blogs, for example, where people have are thinking about the world and its language. So you will see that this would not exist in your dictionary because it was written way before it existed, but it means that celle plus ce. And I think it's extremely interesting to know that if you like everyday modern French. But I would never say it, not yet, because I'm not used to that. But you will definitely hear and read it. So that's a little anecdote, fun fact about the modern language. Celle d'après. Qu'elle aurait de l'esprit comme un ange. That she would have spirit like an angel. It's weird because this sentence doesn't mean anything nowadays. I'm not even... The first time I read it, I was not even sure how I could translate that for you. So I'm going to copy it here. Qu'elle aurait de l'esprit comme un ange. So an ange is an angel, that's pretty easy to understand, and esprit is spirit. What you might hear now is un trait d'esprit. Is a clever joke. Okay, I would say intellectual. I think there are two else. It means that it's a joke that is a bit clever, that is not just it's something that you say. It's not a practical joke. Okay, you don't see anything. It's a joke that you say, and un trait d'esprit really is that kind of jokes. So here, esprit, it means from the brain, but it's also a bit of the spirit. This is absolutely not something that you would hear nowadays. So I'm not sure if that means that she's spiritual or that she's clever. Or that she's wise, or that she is a good woman, as is expected in this kind of fairy tales. I have no idea, honestly, and I think I don't want to take too much of the time trying to translate that, because it would not be useful in your everyday life. You can make hypotheses if you want. That would be interesting to hear your ideas, but honestly, let's move on. It's better for you to remember that un trait d'esprit is a clever joke. Instead, this is going to be used, and this is something that you will see when you're reading French, or even listening to French. Un trait d'esprit. Then what's the third wish? La troisième, the third one, qu'elle aurait une grâce admirable à tout ce qu'elle ferait. So that would mean she would have an admirable grace to everything she would do. Here you can notice she would do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Something that I absolutely want you to know, if you're learning French, a goal I want you to really think about, maybe not for tomorrow, but really to get in your head, is all these numbers, the first, le deuxième, etc., le troisième, le quatrième. So this is something that really you should know by now. If you're watching this lesson, which has lots of vocabulary, it's a very tempting thing to try to learn things that are clever, make you sound much more adult. That's a very good thing. But if you expand your vocabulary in this direction, like un trait d'esprit, or knowing that c'est le is c'est plus ce, and you're missing out on the fundamentals, it's going to be difficult to actually catch up on that. So because we're here together and we have a bit of time, try to really get those in your head. That this is the fundamentals of French. If you're intermediate and you don't know them, that means that this is something interesting for you to try to learn. So trying to learn them to 10 maybe, le 5e, le 6e, le 7e, and here we don't say the P, le 8e, le 9e, le 10e et le 100e. Okay, so you're intermediate, you don't know any of those, you're not really sure about them, try to learn them, okay? That's fine. And it will make you more comfortable because knowing those is important. So obviously that's the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, etc. That's the 10th and that's the 100th. So I'm going to read them, okay? Le premier, le deuxième, oh, that's a typo. Le troisième, le quatrième, le cinquième, le sixième. Here you can notice that I don't say X, I say Z. Le sixième, le septième, and here again I do not say the P. Le septième, le huitième, le neuvième, le dixième. So here again I don't say the X, I say Z. Le dixième, and le centième, so the 100th, okay? That's good for you to know. This is fundamental French. I know it's a bit boring to learn, and there are elements of the language that you always think, I don't need it, but this is important. It's like knowing the numbers and knowing your name. This is pretty useful. Especially in pronunciation, so you don't have to think about it. You can pause the video and come back to it later if you want, to actually try to remember the pronunciation. So here, la troisième, so the third one, qu'elle aurait, that she would have an admirable grace to everything she does. She would do. Okay, so let's go back to this sentence and read it together. Are you ready? I'm going to do la liaison. La plus jeune lui donna pour don qu'elle serait la plus belle, so it helps you. Personne du monde, celle d'après qu'elle aurait de l'esprit comme un ange. La troisième qu'elle aurait une grâce admirable à tout ce qu'elle ferait. Okay, so there is just one liaison. Don't miss it. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. La plus jeune lui donna pour don qu'elle serait la plus belle personne du monde. Celle d'après, qu'elle aurait de l'esprit comme un ange. La troisième, qu'elle aurait une grâce admirable à tout ce qu'elle ferait. Here I realized, and you might have heard, I forgot to underline this one. The liaison when you're reading something in French is almost impossible to guess by just watching the words. You have to read it. That's why very often when I'm doing this kind of lessons, you can hear me like mumble and repeat the words because I want to see how they sound to know if there should be a liaison or not. That's why it's so difficult for students to learn the rules, because very often there's no rule and both work, and I want to give you always what works the best for you and what happens the most. So that's why sometimes you hear me mumble words, just because I want to see how they sound in my mouth. Okay, so let's move on to the fourth. You see, I told you this is important. The fourth one, it's here, and then you have la cinquième or le cinquième, etc. So the fourth witch, la quatrième. Oh, do you want to read it? Okay, so let's read these 3 lines together. 1, 2, 3. La quatrième, qu'elle danserait parfaitement bien. La cinquième, qu'elle chanterait comme un rossignol. La sixième, qu'elle jouerait de toutes sortes d'instruments dans la dernière perfection. Ooh, that's pretty nice. I would love to have all these gifts. So I think you may end up being a bit annoying when you have all that because you're so perfect. La quatrième, qu'elle danserait parfaitement bien. The fourth one, that she would dance perfectly well. Bien is well, okay? Bien égale well in English. Okay? And remember, about bien, we don't translate bien fait. We don't translate well done by bien fait. Please stop doing that. Okay, we don't translate well done by bien fait. Bien fait is an insult. It means something bad happened to you and you deserved it. Well done translates well into bon travail if it's homework. Or très bien for homework. Or what can you say instead? Lots of people told me about bien joué, which is true, but it does not apply to the way you use it. Bien joué égale an action you did well. Okay. Action you did well, but it's not something that you would write on homework. So it's a very common mistake made by teachers. I know that it's okay to make mistakes, don't freak out, but try to learn it once and for all. Do not translate well done into bien fait. I had a lesson on that, but I keep saying it again and again. So bien is well. La cinquième, so the fifth one, qu'elle chanterait comme un rossignol. That she would sing like un rossignol. Un rossignol is, do you know that? A nightingale. So in French as well, the nightingale has this reputation of singing very well. Un rossignol. Here, there is something I want you to check as well, is this, it's all the same tense, okay? Qu'elle jouerait. That's subjonctif imparfait. Qu'elle chanterait. Qu'elle danserait. We have above qu'elle aurait. Qu'elle aurait again. Qu'elle serait. All these are the same tense, and if you look at the sentence, it's always the same structure, okay? So take this kind of very big sentence, one part after the other, and for those who are really punctuation freaks, which I am, that's un point virgule. It's not used much anymore, but for this kind of very big sentence, it is used in this kind of French. Un point virgule. La sixième, qu'elle jouerait de toutes sortes d'instruments dans la dernière perfection. The sixth one, that she would play of all sorts of instruments in la dernière perfection. So to the ultimate perfection. This is absolutely not something that we would use anymore. It doesn't make any sense here, any sense anymore to use it. You would say à la perfection. À la perfection. À la perfection. No one would say dans la dernière perfection. You would say à la perfection. Qu'elle jouerait de toutes sortes d'instruments à la perfection. And this would be absolutely fine. It's not any slang or anything. It's really normal French, even beautiful French, but more more adapted to the 21st century. Okay. And now, the last sentence. What is going to happen? Let's read. 1, 2, 3. Le rang de la vieille fée étant venu, elle dit, en branlant la tête encore plus de dépit que de vieillesse, que la princesse se percerait la main d'un fuseau et qu'elle en mourrait. Woo, that's the whole thing about La Belle au Bois dormant. So, le rang here, what can you notice when you're listening to that is that I don't say the G. I don't say it. It's le rang, le rang. Le rang, this is, it's the row or the rank, the row. I also saw as a translation the place. So it's not the place as in a hierarchy, it's more that they were in queuing and it was her turn, okay, her turn. The turn, I would say. That is my first guess, the turn. The turn of the old fairy. So, le rang de la vieille fée étant venu, okay, having come, maybe, having come, so here you have this présent progressif that you can see here, étant venu, elle dit, she said, en branlant la tête encore plus de dépit que de vieillesse. So here I promised that this lesson would be for everybody. So I'm going to say that if you want to know why you should not use this verb, I recommend you check it out on word reference, because you should not use it unless you know what you're talking about. But here it's to wobble, okay, to wobble. For example, une table branlante. So this is, you're at the restaurant and this is absolutely correct to use. Une table branlante, it means a wobbly table. So you cannot properly eat because it's moving all the time. Une table branlante, a wobbly table. So here she does that with her head, she wobbles her head. En branlant la tête, encore plus de dépit que de vieillesse. Even more of dépit. What's le dépit? Le dépit. Le dépit is disappointment or bitterness. There is a typo here. I'm not sure I can correct that. How do you say? Do you remove this one? Disappointment, yes. And bitterness has two S that I knew. Le dépit is disappointment and bitterness, okay? Because it's such a strong feeling, it's hard to give you an exact translation because it would depend on the context, obviously. Here, she's disappointed. I think she is. Is she en prenant la tête encore plus de dépit que de vieillesse? Yes, I would say that here she's disappointed. Le dépit encore plus. So here it's the S, it's the plus of even more. Okay, encore plus de dépit que de vieillesse. Que de vieillesse. Even more of disappointment than of old age. La vieillesse, it's old age. La vieillesse égale old age. Okay, la vieillesse, it's old age. And we saw before that vieille is old. La vieillesse is old age and vieille is old. Que la princesse, that the princess would percer, se percer. Is, I took a note on that, is to pierce one's something. Okay, so here it's the hand. To pierce one's hand. Se percer. because you have to say what you're piercing, okay, usually. So, yeah, because, yeah, you definitely should tell what it is. Se percerait la main, so would pierce her hand d'un fuseau. So this, I'm sure you know what it is because you know the fairy tale. But the funny thing is because it's so specific to this tale, because no one uses one anymore, almost no one, especially in France. So this, it's funny because this word only makes me think of Sleeping Beauty, because I don't know anyone who uses one anymore. So it's very emblematic of this tale. You have words in each fairy tale in your language that directly refer to them. I know in Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, it's Red Riding Hood in English. We have words that are absolutely emblematic of this one. In Cendrillon, Cinderella as well. I know that in this one we have Le Fuseau. And there are words that are very old-fashioned, and they come from the tale from Charles Perrault. And when you say the word, anyone would tell you this is from this tale. And it's so funny because un fuseau is really there. Unless it's un fuseau horaire. Un fuseau horaire is a time zone. A time zone. But the meaning of the tale in the Sleeping Beauty is really, it makes me smile just to think about that, because you can see it, you can see the whole thing happening when you mention the word un fuseau. So un fuseau is a spindle. I had to check this out in my dictionary because honestly I had no clue. So un fuseau is a spindle, and un fuseau horaire is a time zone. So that's much more useful for everyday life. Un fuseau horaire. So, que la princesse se percerait la main d'un fuseau et qu'elle en mourrait, and that she would die of it. My son just woke up from his nap. He's going to have his 4 p.m. snack now. Et qu'elle en mourrait, and that she would die of it. Qu'elle en mourrait. So here, I'm going to do what you didn't see me do earlier, which is check out the thing. Yeah, okay. It's la troisième personne du singulier du conditionnel de mourir. That's that. Mourrait. Again, this is almost something you would never use. Troisième personne du singulier du conditionnel. That, because it's a condition, that she would die of it. And that's not the same size. 30. My son is fine. If you can hear him cry, it's okay. He's having his nappy changed. And mourrait is l'imparfait. Okay, so that's completely different. De l'imparfait. So it's something that you can notice if you see this word, and even you can hear it in my pronunciation. Mourrait and mourait. I really emphasize this double R to show you that it is a conditional. Qu'elle en mourrait, qu'elle en mourrait. Okay, so woo. We're going to end up to finish here because it's a fun thing to finish on a cliffhanger. So I'm going to reread everything, and you can read with me. Okay? No, that's not the beginning. Okay. Cependant, les fées commencèrent à faire leur don à la princesse. La plus jeune lui donna pour don qu'elle serait la plus belle personne du monde. Celle d'après, qu'elle aurait de l'esprit comme un ange. La troisième, qu'elle aurait une grâce admirable à tout ce qu'elle ferait. La quatrième, qu'elle danserait parfaitement bien. La cinquième, qu'elle chanterait comme un rossignol. La sixième, qu'elle jouerait de toutes sortes d'instruments dans la dernière perfection. Le rang de la vieille fée étant venu, elle dit en branlant la tête encore plus de dépit que de vieillesse, que la princesse se percerait la main d'un fuseau et qu'elle en mourrait. Ooh. So I hope she doesn't die. We'll be back tomorrow for the next part of La Belle au Bois dormant, Sleeping Beauty. I hope to see you again. Yes, I'm doing this daily. A few students were asking if I was stopping for the weekend. No, and my son is really hungry, so I'm going to try to see him now. If you like this lesson, please, you can hit thumb up in order to tell YouTube that yes, you're interested in French lessons at the moment compared to everything else that lots of crazy people are posting online. And that also you can leave a comment telling me what you liked in this lesson, what else would you like to know, and it will be fun to hear from you. So please stay safe, stay at home, and I'm going to try to get some milk for my son, even though he's absolutely taken care wonderfully by his dad. Have a lovely day, a lovely evening, bonne journée, bonne soirée, maybe bonne nuit, and à demain. It's an honor to be here with you every day during these times. Take care.